there, it's Carol with Carolbcrafts. Today we'll be making this adorable little treat box, gift box, whatever you want it to be. It's project number 6 in my Lots of Heart class Create Kit. Check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com to see what current Create Kit I'm offering. Now I'll be giving the dimensions as we go along so that you can make this adorable little gift box with us. Now it can be a gift box or a treat box, and some of the things that you could put in here would be probably some lip gloss, maybe a perfume soap, maybe some hand sanitizer, personal size for your purse, cosmetics, anything that you can think of, and then there's always candy that you can put in there too. So let's get started making our little treat box. So you're going to need some white and some real red cardstock. You're going to need your little 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 acetate box from your kit. And let's go ahead and grab our trimmer. We'll start with real red. We need 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. I'm just following along on the PDF here. 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then 1 3/8 by 3/8. And I'm not sure what that's for. I think we can get it out of this. 1 3/8. 1 2 3. Whoops. All right, 1 2 3. 1 3/8 by 3/8. What was that for? Oh, well, oh, it's to go behind the little for you. So we got 1 3/8, so we just need 3/8 this way. Okay, so and there's 3/8. I'm measuring on this side because it's easier. That's what it is. I thought that's awful small. Yeah, it goes under the for you, so that's what it's for. Okay, so we got that, and then lastly 1 by 1, and I think we can get that out of this. 1 by 1, and I'm pretty sure that's for the little tiny heart right here. Okay, so we have our real red, and now we need to do our whisper white. For whisper white, we need a 3 by 3. So 3 by 3. We need a 2 by 2 1/2. I think we could get that out of this. So 2 1/2 by 2. That's probably for the heart, the white heart. And then lastly, we need a 2 by 2. That's roughly 2. Now this doesn't have to be 2 by 2 because this is for the sentiment, and you're going to be cutting it down anyway to size, so it doesn't matter. Just a piece about that size. And then the DSP's already been cut for you. I do think it's supposed to be 3 by 10 1/2. Let's see if I cut it at 10 1/2. I may have left it at 12, which means you'll need to cut it at 10 1/2. So let's measure it. 10 1/2. Nope, I didn't cut it. Okay, so there's our 3 by 10 1/2. All right, that's our cutting. So I'll clear away the excess here. Now the only stamping we have to do is this for you. And that's on the 2 by 2 piece. And that's, we're actually going to trim it down to this size to fit on our little piece here. So we're going to die cut that, die cut that, die cut this, die cut this. Don't need that right now. Stamp this, don't need this. Now I'm going to be using my Stamparatus, but you don't have to if you just want to use something else. All we're really going to do is be stamping this 2 by 2 piece of cardstock. So the For You comes from the Heart to Heart stamps, but if you have another stamp set, or if you want to use maybe, I don't know, You're All Heart or something from another stamp set, you can do that as well. So I'm going to get the For You, and this is nice font. You don't always get something that says For You, but that's a good stamp to have for when you give gifts or goodie bags or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of put that in the center, because like I said, I'm going to be cutting that down to size. And get my Real Red ink. For You. And do that again. For You. One more time. I'm trying not to put too much ink on my stamp. There we go. That looks good. And I'll wipe this off. So that's all our stamping. That's pretty cool, huh? Easy peasy. So what I told you is you're going to cut this. Now you can use scissors or you can use your trimmer, whichever you feel comfortable using. I'm going to try to use my trimmer. And line it up. Now it's kind of hard to do. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it like this, in fact, I think, you know, I'm just going to use my scissors and cut across. Yeah, scissors are a better way to go. Trimmers, it's too hard to fit it in there. And if you can cut a straight line, then you're better off just cutting it. For You, and then a little bit past the U, and there, For You. It's not as straight as I'd like it, but I can straighten it up a little bit. You don't want to get too perfect with it and get too crazy and then cut too much of it off. And I think I'll get that a little bit closer to my stamped image. There. All right, I'm going to stop before I do something I regret. All right, so that's going to go on top of our little piece of paper here. And what I'm suggesting is if you need to cut this down a little bit to make it fit better, you can do that so that it's like even on all sides. And I'm just going to get my glue. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on just because I don't want to lose it. So tiny, tiny dots of glue. And put that on. Ta-da! All right, that's that. Now we're going to do some die cutting. That should be fun. Especially since I'm going to be using my new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, when I first saw this, I knew this was going to be perfect for my videos. I don't have to be bringing this big old sturdy machine. I can just use my little baby. All right, so we're going to use the scalloped die on this. And you might be thinking, where's the scallops? Because there's no scallops, but we're going to cut the scallops off. So don't worry about that. So isn't that a beautiful die? So pretty. I use my die brush to get these extra things out. And okay, all clean. Well, actually no, there's some in the heart here. I'm going to be cutting those off though, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so got that. Now we're going to do the 3x3 white, and we're going to use the double-edged heart. Remember I told you this one has the 2 cutting edges around. That's what I call the double-edged heart. So we're going to cut that one now. And we're actually only going to use this part. You can use this for another project you might have. And now we're going to use the smaller white heart. Okay, and then lastly, the smallest. We haven't used this one yet. The smallest red heart. See, this mini is perfect for something like this. Perfect, perfect. All right. There's our tiny heart. So we are ready to put our box together. I'll put my little Stampin' Cut Emboss away. We'll start by building our box. Push it so that it's both ways. Then this, you're just going to pinch it. Pinch the sides and push it in like that. And then same thing over here. Just pinch the creases. Push those in. All right, we have our box now. So this is the front, that's the back. Let's get our DSP, our 3x10.5 DSP. It's going to go, since this is the front, we're going to have the back like that. So this is the front, so we're going to start at the front, put it even, and then just pinch the corner and pinch the corner there, wrap it around, pinch the corner, and pinch the corner. Okay, so now we're going to, I think you can put some snail, or if you have tear and tape, I'm going to put just a strip of tear and tape here in the front, or if you have snail, but tear and tape's better actually. Or you could put some glue dots if you don't have either one of those. Just something to kind of hold this in place in the front. So find your creases, center your paper. We might should have done that before we did our squeezing. Okay, yeah, we probably should have done this first. All right, anyway, we will get there. So there's our, I'm going to go ahead and crease these. And then in the back, we can mark that with, I would use pencil. I'm just going to use pen. I don't want to go past that with my tear and tape. So we don't really need a lot. I think a couple of strips would be fine. You could also use snail. Tear and tape I think holds better, especially in humidity, but if you only have the runner, tape runner, you can use that too. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Make sure your edges match. Ta-da! Hello, bonjour. Okay. Now we're going to do our heart. So I did say that we were going to cut off the scallops. Although you could use the scallops on there if you like that look better. You could leave the scallops on. I like this more, but you know, if you're going for a little fancier look, you can leave the scallops on. Otherwise, you're going to just cut off the scallops with some sharp scissors. The sharp scissors will leave a nice smooth edge. These are my snips that we sell from Stampin' Up. If you see anything in the video that you'd like to purchase, please check out my link in the description below and choose me as your demonstrator, and I'd really appreciate that. All right, ta-da! We are done with that. We still have much further to go. So this is going to go here, and we're going to put tiny dots of glue on the back. Make sure I do have the back. And I'm just basically touching. These are so tiny they look like the tips of a pen, a mark that a pen would make. And although one in and of itself isn't that big, when you put lots of them together, it will be enough to hold your heart in place. And we're going to let that dry just a little bit. And while that's drying, let's go ahead and, well, we'll wait because I think it's better if we wait. So put my glue top on. And this is going to go, I'm going to start down here and kind of center it with this up here. And it doesn't have to be perfectly centered. If your glue oozes, you can come, and when it's completely dry, you can come back with a pencil eraser and actually erase that excess glue. So don't worry about that. It's more important to get your heart straight, which that's what I'm doing right now, straightening up my heart a little bit. Then this is going to go in the center with some glue. Same thing, start down here and straighten it up. There, awesome. Our little heart is going to go up here. Put just a tiny bit. Now you could put this on with a glue dot if you wanted to, and I might have even used that. The good thing about the glue is you can turn it and straighten it out, where you couldn't really do that with the glue dot. Okay. Now the For You, I put that on with oh, I see what I did. I took my mini dimensionals and I cut a strip off the side like so. Make sure it's not too long. And that's what I used to put my For You on there. Good way to use your excess too. So there's that. I'm going to put this on the heart with the large dimensionals, or the regular size dimensionals. And I'm going to make sure I use a good amount because I want plenty of support for this nice big heart here. There we go. It's going to go in the center. This is always the fun part, huh? Okay, and center that. It's a little bit off. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll do this For You. This is such a cute little box, and it wouldn't be hard to make several of these if you needed to for like, oops, I put it in the wrong place, didn't I? Well, guess what? That's, that's where it's gonna be. I'm gonna straighten it out a little bit though. It's a little different. This one, the For You is lower than that, but I think it actually looks pretty decent down there. Maybe I should have put it there to begin with. All right. Lastly, you're in your bag of goodies here. You've got a couple of little white resin hearts. You only need the one. Take your pick tool. Pick up this little white heart. It's going to go in the center of that heart. Isn't that darling? Just that little added touch makes such a difference. Okay guys, that is our project number 6. I hope you enjoyed this class create kit. Lots of heart. I will be doing another one, so check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what you can do to qualify to get your kit as a gift from me with a qualifying purchase. Thanks for watching. Bye now.